Hello, friends. Last time we talked about outgrowing an identity, of what happens when a version of you that knew how to succeed has finished its job. And today I want to talk to something about that's related, however, a little more uncomfortable. And sometimes we say we want our next chapter, but we're also maintaining a pattern that keeps our old self in place. Today we're going to give you something for your brain. We're going to talk about this a little bit. Then we're going to go to the chair and we're going to breathe and get grounded, and we're going to come back to do a lucid play prompt. And so stick with me to the end so that we can actually transform something for you today in actually redesigning your next chapter. So I know you've built a life that looks good on the outside, competence, stability, reputation, all those things, and yet something feels off inside. You're maybe not as motivated anymore. The goals fall flat. I don't know, you just can't make a decision on things that used to be super easy to make. And so I think it's really interesting. You want to change something, but here you are, one more time, ruminating over something or trying to figure something out or talking about the same topic over and over again and just not getting there. And it's not really a crisis, but you just sense that life is just not fitting the same way. New chapter stuff, right? And we have this kind of myth then in the world that when you change, it has to be dramatic and we're gonna burn everything down, or we reinvent ourselves, or we make bold declarations or intentions or big leaps into something new. But a lot of thoughtful adults don't want that. We want to ease into the new pattern of joy and love and peace that doesn't require drama. So I'm well versed in this, of course, because when I was waiting for the next thing, I had actually kind of burned down my other business. And I thought I was going to start something brand new right away. And 3 months went to 6 months and I was still kind of waiting for something to show up. I was doing a lot of creative processes and it just wasn't ever quite landing in. And I had fallen into a actually lovely practice, a creative practice of doing like a daily card read and, seeing what was out there. And I had a kind of uncomfortable discovery inside of a really lovely prompt. So the prompt was called the honey prompt. And it said, what's something sweet? Something you truly love. And I'm like shuffling up my cards. Now, if I had the deck that I was using that time, I'd show you the card, but I don't have that deck with me. But I pulled up this card and I was like, I don't get it. Because the card was about being stuck and not moving forward and not making things happen. So I love games. And so since I had decided to play this game, I was going to play this game through. So I wrote down the prompt. I love being stuck. And I sat with that for a minute. And actually, I discovered I really love being stuck. It's super familiar. I love possibilities. I don't need to make any changes. I don't have to choose one of the ideas that I have. I have so many ideas on a daily basis, I don't have to choose one. When I'm stuck, it's a story that makes sense. I don't go move forward. I have more ideas. I do more stuff. How lovely. I don't have to choose. And from that moment on, I have to say that pivot made all the difference for me on choosing meaningfully for what I really, really wanted. And I realized I didn't need to change, and I really wasn't blocked in that kind of terms, but I had a pattern, and I liked the pattern, and the pattern was familiar. And of course I called it other things. I'm looking for clarity, I'm looking for a sign, I'm still figuring it out, right? And there is where we really have this opportunity to shift things. And so I know if you're sticking with me through this, that now you're thinking, ooh, something big is going to shift today. What is my thing? So we're going to get there. But first I'd like us to ground a little bit. So we're going to go back to the comfy chair. Here we go. So I like this part of our gathering because it invites us to really settle in to you, to yourself, to breath, to grounded, to be here on this plane. Sometimes when we're very spiritual people, we kind of float off too. So this is our opportunity to ground into the here and now and see what's coming forward. So feet on the ground, nice and solid. And I'd like you to imagine your feet growing right into the ground and the earth coming up to love you back. Fully grounded into the ground. Next, I want you to give yourself a little Buddha belly rub, pulling this whole space here. Love right here in the belly. Next, I'd like you to imagine that you're holding this big ball, and the ball is a beach ball. It's nice and light, and you're holding it here. And all of a sudden, it turns into a bowling ball, and it drops. Can you feel all of your energy drop right down here into your hips? Doesn't have to live up here. It lives down here where your body can process it. All right, I'd like you to go right to your heart, and I'd like you to turn the little dial in the center of your heart. When you turn that dial, the corners of your mouth turn up into a lovely smile. Heart's turned on. I'd like you to say a nice Om, opening up your throat. Om. There we go. Tap your third eye to turn it on. There we go, turned on. And then I'd like you to grab the top of your head and open, 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 open. Now take a deep breath. Let all that go. Very, very good. Next breath in, I'd like you to breathe all the way from your feet to the top of your head. Feet up, breathe in. And out, breathe down. One more time, just like that, in and out. Next time, breathe all the way up to your soul star and all the way down, love, to your feet. Up again to the soul star and down. Next time I'm in the up and down, we're going to go all the way down to your earth star and down all the way into the earth. Then all the love from the earth coming up, breathing in and down. The whole cycle one more time, all the way from the earth up to your soul star and down to your heart. Right here. Maybe give yourself a big hug. There we are. Fully here, fully now, connected to your higher self, connected to earth, grounded in. Fabulous. All right, so let's go on. So now we're going to go right into our lucid play prompt. And this is going to allow us to see something that perhaps you haven't seen before. So I don't have any other decks with me, so I have the angels, peacocks, and butterflies. So we're going to play this in a little different way again. And today we're going to pull out the angel deck and the peacock deck. And we're going to do a little turnaround. And the turnaround is going to allow us to see something that you love. So something sweet. What do I truly love? This is what our prompt is today. Of course, that card went flying for us, but I think this is the one for us today. Oh, interesting. Generosity. And in the Peacock deck, there we are, enjoying generosity. Okay, so I am really, really digging this. I'm going to pull off this little prompt so you can see the cards fully. We're going to do a turnaround on these, and I'm going to turn them the other direction here so you can see them both in kind of a sentence form. I truly love enjoying generosity. I truly love enjoying generosity. Where do you feel that? Can you feel that you enjoy generosity? I often had a dream about, giving from my wealth and generously sharing what I had. But you know what? I found out that I had a pattern of holding on, of instead of being generous, of being a little bit miserly and holding on to my wealth, holding on, being afraid, being concerned, wondering if I was going to have enough later. What if the turnaround on this then is I truly love holding on to everything that I have. I truly love maintaining what I have and not sharing with anyone but myself. Does this hit somewhere? Does this stick with you a little bit? I truly love being miserly, is that the word? I truly love keeping my wealth. I truly love the safety that comes with holding on to wealth. Do any of those ring true? I would really love for you to share anything that comes out of this. And this is going to be kind of one of those processes that rolls out over the next few days for you. So I hope that you'll come back and share with me what is showing up. If you have some ideas on this, please share it in the links below, because I think this is going to be, this feels super juicy. And I'm hoping that we get some big shifts in the patterns, right? We get to start looking at those patterns of how we define ourselves, of being responsible, getting it right. And yet, is there a pattern that is keeping you from defining your next chapter? So it really doesn't require a dramatic leap, a crisis, a reinvention. Maybe it's just a better story, a new pattern, a way of being, releasing an identity with one of those stories, and then letting the new one really define you. What would that look like? I think this is going to be a powerful one. What might change if you stop needing that story? Share with me. Until next time, I'm super excited to define new chapters with you. Let's see what rolls out of it. Have an amazing week. Love you bunches.